I can't recall the last time I took advice from anyone.
Alright guys, welcome back. We're back on the NBA. But before the NBA and going against what Justin wants to talk about, we're going to talk a little bit about March Madness, just real quick. Here's the thing. I've been paying attention to March Madness. I don't really know what's going on in the NBA, so we're going to catch up with these two. But first, I know So's been watching the March Madness. Man, what happened with Virginia?
I can't explain it. I don't know what that was, to be honest with you. Like, I don't even know, like, what UMBC was beforehand. I didn't even know they existed, like, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I can't even guess what UMBC is.
Right. I couldn't tell you.
Maryland, Boston?
Maryland,
University
Baltimore County, I think.
Oh, I was close enough.
They have like a stadium, like, you know those like college, high school stadium things? That's their stadium.
That's hilarious.
Like, and they just came in and whooped Virginia. It wasn't even
a
like
20-piece.
They 20-pieced them. Like if this
Shout
was
out to Colin Sexton too for getting that 1 W.
Oh yeah,
Alabama.
but yeah, if Virginia was on 2K, they'd be off the sticks right now.
Yeah, they'd be off the sticks like a mug.
Yeah, and then Loyola was solid. We're in Chicago, obviously, so we got to give props to Loyola.
Loyola shouldn't be an 11 seed, to be honest with you. The way they played, the opponents they faced, and they beat Florida during the season.
Yeah.
Florida was ranked number 6, so I mean, like, they've had a pretty good season. I don't think they should be ranked number 11.
Yeah, they kind of underballed them.
Us being all UIC alums and us having our own battles with Loyola.
Yeah.
Except for Roy, because Roy likes this S on D. But either way.
Well, I'm biased because I live in Edgewater my whole life, so I don't really care.
Hey, shout out Bob.
Shout out Bob. Even though you track. Shout out. No, but yeah,
root for the guys we didn't like anymore, but they're not in our conference, so it's okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Now.
they left. But basically, what I've come to is the March Madness has been extremely entertaining. Everybody's brackets are effed up at this point. It's been great.
Even with the extra NCAA bullcrap going on, we thought it wasn't even gonna happen, but it's like, hey, it's happening and it's better.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Michigan's game winner.
Oh, Michigan! I forgot about that. Yeah, Michigan's game winner last night.
That was unreal. Like,
it was a freshman hit the game winner. That was the shot of his life. That was amazing.
I mean, that was a shot of the tournament. I mean, that was like almost close to half court. So far, right?
That was
March Madness.
Which one would you give it to, Loyola game winner or Michigan game winner?
Which is crazy because Loyola has two game winners, and the Michigan one because it was a tougher shot to make. I feel like going against like 3
it was
people
kind of in the corner. It wasn't in the corner. It was at the top of the wing.
Yeah, but it was like,
and it was deep too,
40 feet away.
Yeah,
that was kind of a more difficult shot.
He did that like, I'm gonna spread my legs and shoot kind of thing. Like his whole form was off on the lower half of his body, upper half of the body.
But as soon as he released it, for some reason, it looked so good. I was like, oh, that's going in.
Yeah,
like,
perfect release, dude. That was nice. But I'm sorry, Justin. A little off topic for.
That's why we love you, Jordan. Okay.
Hey, but all right, go ahead and let me know what's going on in the NBA, because like I said, I haven't been paying attention because of March Madness.
So of course we have to talk about many things involving LeBron, but we'll go ahead and just recap how the week's been going. So we still have pretty much the top 4 still sitting still on East and West sides. Everything else is kind of still moving around a little bit. One of the things that we did see was the Spurs are officially out of the playoff scene at the moment.
At the moment, yes.
Yeah, at the moment. It's still stuff that can happen.
The great ones fall.
Yeah, we still have the controversy of if Kawhi is going to come back. A lot of the things that people are saying is, if they do come back, they're gonna be sitting at probably an 8th or 7th seed.
Can you guys give me your take on the whole Kawhi thing, the controversy? Like, is he looking for free agency?
So,
what's the story behind it? Because I keep hearing that come up, and
the issue with Kawhi is it happens with a lot of players, is that they go through training and rehabilitation through the team. And the team kind of decides if a player is ready, or if they're ready, or if they're not ready to return. So as you know, after Kawhi got injured by Zaza, when he came back,
I hate Zaza.
But when he came back though, Kawhi got hurt again. And so what that did was cause controversy with Kawhi's camp because they believed that he wasn't ready to come back yet. So when he came back and he got hurt again, it was like, oh shit, well, I shouldn't have been listening to you guys in the first place. So now what's going on is Kawhi is going through his own doctor's own rehabilitation, and what they're doing is pretty much putting a pause on him coming back. So his camp is taking a longer time frame for him to come back, where the actual Spurs training camp would have said he could have been back by now, so that's causing an issue. And it's also causing a stir because he's not participating in practices. One of the things that Tony Parker said, people asked Tony Parker, what does he think about what's going on? And he's saying, I don't know. I haven't seen him in practice. And it's really odd because usually when players are on the verge to coming back, playing with the team again, they'll do their 1-on-1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, 5-on-5s, and then they're ready to go. Same thing that Isaiah Thomas did with the Cavs. He was still at practice. He was still working. He was getting worked into the system. But with Kawhi, even though he's been there for a while, it's still odd that he's not at practice. And Parker also said, like, the way that the situation was going, he's never seen this, happen before. You got to think that they've been there. He's been there for a long time. He's been there longer than Kawhi, you know what I'm saying? So he's been in the Spurs organization for a while and seen things like this happen. But the fact that they're not on the same level, it kind of says a lot.
Yeah. I think, in my opinion, Kawhi, he doesn't want to be around with the Spurs no more. I think it's making it evident, not practicing with the team and whatnot. I think that the Spurs, instead of even trying to get Kawhi to come back, I mean, they're still like a 7th place, 6th place type team. They'll be in the middle of the pack.
Even if he doesn't come back.
Right. So I think it's going to be weird to say this, but I think the Spurs is trying to do kind of a rebuilding stage. I think they should go into a rebuilding stage because it's gonna be the first time in quite some time, but it's about time they be able to do that. I don't think they can sustain it, and being a 6th, 7th seed, you don't want to be in basketball hell. You never want to be in basketball hell.
That is hell.
The Bulls been in it for 20 years, so and it's not a good place to be in.
It's a place of mediocrity. Once you sit there, you can make a couple of moves, but once it's time to actually make that big step, you don't have those guns. You don't got enough guys to do it. I think another thing with the Spurs is you got to think about it this way. Ginobili over 40, Parker's getting up in age. You know what I'm saying? Those are guys that if they were to retire now, you'd accept it.
Aldridge is not the same.
Aldridge is not the same guy, and even though his numbers are getting better, it's because they're letting out. They're essentially deferring to Aldridge and letting him do.
Aldridge has never been like a superstar player.
And he doesn't understand that. The Spurs understand it, but LaMarcus Aldridge doesn't understand that.
No, you have to have that confidence. I guess.
And so, and just when you look at it, Pop's been there forever. It's going to get to a point in time where if they don't start making the transitions now, once everyone leaves, my big thought about it is if Kawhi does not sign back with him, because they're gonna put
how many years does he have left on his contract?
This is final year.
So what they're trying to do is when the summer hits, when July comes, they're gonna smack $200 million on him right then and there. They're gonna offer him a max
which would be the
right
biggest
there.
mistake. I would never.
And if Kawhi doesn't take it right then and there, that's when you say, you know what, let's blow it up. Let Pop go ahead. Pop's gonna retire. I think if Kawhi doesn't sign back, Pop's gonna retire. Manu's gonna retire. Tony's gonna retire or go somewhere else, or he may stay. But he's not really a big factor in it right now, just because of the injuries and the age. I think if Kawhi does not sign back, they're gonna go ahead, blow everything up, and find a new good coach, a good coach. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just kind of.
We're talking about the Spurs here. They will recover. This is
definitely.
the best organization in the NBA. They will find a way to win again.
But see, we said that about the Lakers though. But look at them.
The Lakers.
They did.
But the Lakers.
They paid Kobe.
In between, they had to get superstars like Paul Gasol coming over in the late 2000s was a huge. That's one of the missing pieces. They were missing a big man down low, and they sucked between when Shaq left until they got Powell, So,
do you guys think that? I'm from listening to this instance. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on per se. Do you feel like Popovich is kind of the X factor to determine whether Kawhi stays or not, or is this just? Do you think it's just all on Kawhi at this point?
I think the thing that's
Because I
going on.
can see him having an issue. Sorry to cut you off, but I could see him having an issue with the organization. But I don't know if that's connected with Pop or what.
It's not Pop. Pop is the type, Pop's the type of person. He's gonna say what he wants to say. He's gonna say what he thinks. It's not necessarily just on Pop. Like, one of the things that the media is kind of running with Pop is him saying that after a certain amount of time, it's difficult to put someone back into a lineup. And so that was, people were kind of taking it as Pop saying, like, look, if he's not back by this time, I'm not putting him back in. I'm not gonna put him back in the rotation. And with stuff like that, I don't think that's not a shot at Kawhi. It's a reality. With the Spurs, they move on without players. They try to do what they need to do without these players. And so I don't think it's on Pop. I really think that the big miscommunication was between the Spurs training staff and pretty much Kawhi. Kawhi's a little upset that he got hurt again. And the thing that I kind of see that was kind of silly was Kawhi was out for the ankle stuff. When he got hurt again, it wasn't his ankle. It was other parts of his body. Yeah, the training staff supposed to, make sure that he's set to come back. But, I mean, it's just one of those things where, they've been going through a little bit of a rut of not being as successful as they usually are. Mm-hmm. Guys are getting older, and it's just, you start kind of actually seeing the light at the end of the tunnel as far as, you know what, this is not the heydays anymore. We don't have Timmy anymore. Without Timmy, Timmy's one of probably the greatest power forward in league history. And so it's tough for you guys to do the things that you want to do now. Marcus Aldridge is not that guy. And so it just turns to a thing where people are seeing these things like, you know what, Kawhi's probably like, hey, I can go back to Cali. I can, I have to live my life. I have to take care of what I have to do. And it's difficult for us to look at that as the Spurs, because the Spurs are just, even when they did like the game of zones thing for Bleacher Report, they were the the walk. Yeah, so it's like, you're not supposed to say anything. You're not supposed to do stuff, and it's like, you can't get mad at Kawhi. It makes sense.
Where do you think he would go? Like, if he was to leave?
I think he'll stay out west.
Stay out west.
Yeah,
I can see that happening too. Like,
what do you think he could go to the Lakers?
Yeah, honestly, I think
the Lakers will sign somebody big in the coming years. Like, it's the Lakers; they have to. So
they got the market capability to do that. People are looking for that team.
Yeah, so that's essentially the West. And
you were talking about LeBron.
Yeah. So of course we have to come back over to the East, and I think the record for the Cavs right now, they have lost 5 out of. They're 5-8. They lost 5 of their last 8 games or something like that.
8 games. They almost lost to the Bulls last night.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We just saw we just saw LeBron pretty much get worked out by Damian Lillard in Portland and them. And
Valentine almost dropped 40 on them.
Mm-hmm. And so we look at it again, and we see that we're getting the same stuff that we had at the beginning of the year with the Cavs, where LeBron's barking at Tyronn Lue again. He's getting on his teammates again, and he's getting back in these press conferences, and he's doing that LeBron thing. And the LeBron thing is, he's saying these things that, for me, just completely tear him down as one of the greatest. The two things that I really took out of what he said in his press conference after the Portland game was, one, him saying that it's been a very long time since he's played with another all-star, and he said it. And so I'm like, man, you've played what, maybe like 11 games, 12 games with your new roster. I'm sorry Kevin Love's hurt, but literally your entire roster from a month ago was nothing but all-stars, former MVPs, former finals MVPs, this, that. Like, don't tell me you haven't played.
You can't have a better team.
You can't, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't work out. So,
like, I could see like Dame saying that or something.
Yeah,
like that,
I can understand that. But dude, like, and then even with the guys you have now, like, they're not all-stars. It really doesn't matter, because I do recall J.R. Smith doing shit in all-star weekends back in the day. That's back in the day. But either way, the guys you got are the guys that you wanted. The guys you got were guys that play their roles. And so if they play their roles as role players, you don't expect them to do as much as you. But we see that the Cavs are losing. And I think it's time to finally sit back and say, you know what? It's not the role players, dude. It's partly you. Like, you got the guys you wanted. You get everything you want. And you continue to cry about when things don't go right, you know. So that was one thing he said. He said that he didn't have enough all-stars or whatever, and just that in itself kind of just threw me off. And what else did he say? He said some shit about Dame, didn't he? He said something.
Oh, I remember someone was saying, do you think Dame is underappreciated?
Yeah.
And he said I would appreciate him or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
that's ridiculous, dude. Like, what do you want? How much do you need to do what it is you need to do? Like, no one else is getting these kinds of things that you get. No one gets the absolute players that they want.
No one gets that on demand. Like
on demand, though.
You can't find any superstar that will ask for that, except for probably Westbrook. But that's the only person.
And that just happened last year.
And that just happened.
And that's because of what happened to Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
he signed that crazy contract. He's tradable. You know, like, you lost a lot of players, so he got what he needed.
What
you
he
know?
needed, yeah.
So it goes beyond just it being rushed, but with LeBron, it's literally what LeBron wants, and when LeBron gets what he wants and it doesn't work out, it's like, man,
It's everybody else's fault.
Yeah, who else are you gonna blame? Like, you didn't hear LeBron say anything about himself, and it's like, oh, look at his stat line. Yeah, his stat line's crazy because you're not nowadays. We were at a point where LeBron was passing the ball too much. Now we're at the point where LeBron doesn't pass the ball at all. If anything, I don't in the fourth quarter of all the stuff that I've been watching, of just, you know, close Cavs games, I'm not seeing anybody else taking shots, doing anything. It's all LeBron. Everything's all LeBron. Even with the new guys like Jordan Clarkson and George Hill, they're all coming up the court. It's like, you don't see fluid basketball being played in Cleveland. Everyone's playing basketball like they're absolutely terrified to, you know, do something that LeBron doesn't want you to do. You know what I mean? Like, they don't play free basketball.
They're not comfortable.
They're extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You can tell they're so uncomfortable. And, like, people always do, like, the whole, well, Mike had this and that. It's like, well, yeah, Mike had this and that, but they didn't play uncomfortably. Tony Kukoc would go ham.
Yeah.
He was not playing uncomfortably. You know
But it's
what I'm
also
saying?
the mentality of those players, because those players didn't give a fuck. Scotty didn't give a fuck.
He didn't care.
Tony
He's,
didn't
like,
give a
if
fuck,
they're on, they're on. And then if Mike say some shit, Mike's not out here, oh, you're not fucking sticking this, you're not doing that. He's just gonna play harder. He's just gonna play better. You know what I mean?
I mean, Mike would get on his players, but it probably more
It's a
so.
different way.
more
Yeah,
so,
it's a different way of
It's
how
a
he
different
would
way,
get
like,
on his
dude,
But
players.
he's gonna step it up in order
Yeah.
to get to that.
With LeBron,
point,
with
yeah.
LeBron, it seems like he's coaching you. You know what I'm saying? And at a certain point in time, like, let's say we're all hooping or whatever, and we got one guy, yeah, he's really good, but you know, we're down a couple of points, and he's not doing anything extra, but he's coaching. You know what I'm saying? You got to slide on the baseline. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do this. I'm like, dude, all right, chill the fuck out. Like, just let us fucking play. You know what I mean? At a point in time, it's like that. And it's also, it sucks when...
I mean, I think that's fine. It's just more so about, like you said, when you go out to the media and you say, "Oh, well, it's been a while since I played with an all-star." It's like you're
It's a
out
shot.
here coaching. Like,
Yeah.
why
It's
are you
a
taking
huge
shots
shot.
at? Yeah,
It's
you're
a
taking
shot at
shots
these
at the
guys.
players the players you're trying to build up too. You know, so I can feel you on that one a little bit.
Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from.
I'm telling you, we're gonna have like a whole ass video where I can sit here and just vent about LeBron, and it's not hate. It's just these are factual things that are happening. And
We're gonna have to get a real LeBron fan on here. I really want.
Oh,
this
we gotta
debate.
get a real LeBron.
seriously, because
like someone
I'm
who
waiting for
rides
it.
and dies with LeBron. I want to really see this debate.
Nah, not really.
I was gonna say though.
Yeah, he's not huge.
I was gonna say though. So what do you take of all that? Or what Justin was saying with LeBron's interview?
I mean, like, you know, I'm not a big LeBron fan myself, so I mean, like, with the bias and everything. But what I'm saying, like, with him saying that he needs more players, I don't see how that's happening. Like, I don't see why would you need more
How do you
players.
utter that
And plus,
out your
like, you
mouth?
got shooters around you. You have like Jar Smith, you have Kyle Korver, you got all these players that actually shoot the ball. You have like a lot of players around you. You don't need much. You're not getting the job done in terms of like trying to get the offense rolling. You know,
Yeah.
the ball goes to him and sticks with him. That's the problem. Yeah, he's running everything, but that's the problem, is that it's not moving around. Like, you know, it's not getting passed around. It's just one person holding the ball and then creating for everybody else. You know.
Yeah, you're not letting the other players get into their rhythm.
No,
There's no
you're not,
rhythm.
It's
you're
like
not
when
letting
you're
George Hill play point guard. You're not letting, you know, anyone else bring the ball up. You're not, like, those little small things do matter, you know. Those, like, all those
They
things, you
affect
can't,
gameplay.
like, just keep the ball and just do whatever you want to and just expect to win. Everybody be in rhythm, you know.
Yeah.
And Toronto's still number one. They're still out here doing their thing.
I don't think the Cavs make it to the finals. in
I
my
don't think
opinion.
right now, bro. I don't think they're making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I've been saying they're not going to the
I don't
finals.
know.
I don't think they're
I mean, Eastern Conference Finals most likely, but I don't know. I like Toronto. Looks like they're so dangerous.
Let's see what happens with Kevin Love. Let's see what happens when Kevin Love comes back.
Yeah.
All right. One last question though, because you did mention the Bulls, and I'm just curious about the Bulls, real quick. Do you think Fred Hoiberg stays? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, they're staying. He's staying on purpose because they're in rebuild mode, so they know he's a shitty coach. They're gonna keep the shitty coach.
He's gonna be here for the next 3.
Yes, sir.
Like 3 to 4.
You think they're gonna give him another contract?
Hell yeah.
Oh yes, by far.
And probably give him a little bit of extra money too.
All right, that wraps up our NBA talk. We'll be back.